Peace, 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 brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens. I just got informed, and it shook me to the core, that I'm constantly hearing the same thing. Now, what I'm hearing is this. It's a repeat of the same record, where people are denying their heritage. You're denying your African descent. You think you are European. You're not full-blooded. I'm talking about the Latin people who continue believing they are Europeans. Let me tell you something. You better get what's going on. Have y'all seen what happened to Puerto Rico? Did they fix Puerto Rico real quickly? I mean, how much aid did they put into Puerto Rico? You notice they don't even talk about it no more. Huh? Because the European white supremacy race, they know who they are. They know. You are trying to deny yourself, pull yourself out of your descendant. Proof is in the pudding. Why do light-skinned, mulatto, Creole, Latin-speaking people believe they must separate themselves from the darker Latin world? Why is this? Black people, this is the war we're going through. Here, they doing it too. The darker Latin people are being separated from the Latin, mulatto, Creole, and light-skinned people. Talking about, don't mess with black men, especially if they dark. Same song. Same thing. Same song. It's a damn shame. But I got a video for you to prove my point. I got a video. Hold on.
You were doing your music thing for a while.
Yes.
On the Latin side.
Sí.
But,
I mean, yes.
But most Americans found out about you through Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
And the Love and really went viral was the discussion you had with, was it Young Hollywood?
Yes.
Okay. Where he accused you of basically being blackface?
Well, I got the blackface thing off social media. With him, it was more that I went to him to ask for advice into doing the crossover into the American market. And instead of him asking me about my music or let me hear what exactly is it that you want to do, the first thing he did was judge me based off my look. Basically, he said that I wasn't going to make it with the look that I had, because I had to be less Macy Gray and more Beyonce. In his eyes, it meant, the afro, just like I asked him, he told me that my afro wasn't elegant, which I understand because it's a brainwashed mentality that has been passed on throughout many years. So he said that my hair wasn't elegant. He called me a Nutella queen. Then he did, why are you so proud? What is this about? So it was just that ignorance, really, that when it was put on film, on camera, and people got to see that, it touched many people because obviously the United States, the world, has gone through racial issues and colorism throughout many years. And till this day, we're going through it. So, it touched many people. And I guess that's the reason why it went viral.
Yeah, I mean, I just interviewed Matthew Knowles, who...
no, you didn't.
Beyonce's dad.
Yeah.
And, you know, he grew up in the South, in the Deep South. And we talked about how, he went to a regular university, and he got caught messing with a white girl. You know, he was on the football team, I believe. So then he went to a historically black college, and he was explaining to me how... But Fisk had the brown paper bag test?
Brown paper bag test.
This is a real thing?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very known thing in the black community, the brown paper bag test.
I remember Azalea Banks was lightening her skin at one point, and she was talking about the brown paper bag test and how black guys respect the brown paper bag.
Yeah, well-known fact.
Now, brothers and sisters, I quickly want to say this. That brown paper bag, they would take your picture in colleges, black colleges, and put it towards your picture. And if your picture wasn't lighter than that brown paper bag, you wasn't coming to their fucking college. This is black people doing to each other. Now here Latins, because you speak Latin, you speak Spanish, you doing it. Don't be dark, you too dark. Why you hate something that if you only knew your true power, you think that the white supremacist is true power? No. You cannot stop its true origin. But let me get it back into the clip. It's crazy.
Knowing how it worked, this is I transferred in 1972.
Okay.
And it was the last class that they did the brown paper bag. And they would ask you for a photo you had to submit with your registration. And they would put the photo up against the brown paper bag. And, you know, now I look back and say, man, if you knew that, you could have just
lightened the photo.
Or take the Polaroid. You know, they had Polaroids back then. So, you know, you could have manipulated the photo, but I guess people didn't understand that. But that's how they did it.
Well, did you pass the brown paper bag?
No, that was the exemption were athletes.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That's awful.
Yeah. And you talked about how, you know, I'm not sure if it was your family or other families were saying not to bring, you know, not to have a baby with a dark-skinned man because of the race. Can you explain that?
Yeah. Okay, so unfortunately, I know that a lot of Latinos don't like to talk about it, and somewhat, you know, I can get crucified for saying things like this, but it is the truth. And I know that a lot of people like to cover the sun with one finger and pretend that the issue is not there, but that's what's happening. That because nobody wants to talk about it, it's been happening for years and years and years, and nobody is actually being vocal about it in a peaceful manner. So therefore, I decided to talk about it. Yes, it happens. We can be, and let me not generalize, a lot of Latinos can be very racist amongst their own community. You know, you could be my cousin, and if you're 2 shades lighter than me, I'm not as black as you are. Wait a second. As if that's an issue. So one of the things that I get all the time is like, oh my God, you're so pretty for being a black girl. Or, you know, you have such great features. Don't get married to no black man with like a big nose and big lips. And they're going to mess up your children type of thing, as if that's a problem. So I get that all the time. Why do I have certain type of features? It's like I've been told that I do blackface. I do blackface because my features don't match my skin, because I take melanin shots, I take melanin pills, I spray tan myself. I've heard all of it. It's actually Googleable. You can Google Amarra Negra blackface and you'll find all these ridiculous stories that people have made of how I'm really not black and I'm just using the race card to succeed type of thing. And it's sad, but it's the truth. I've heard it many, many times. And we are treated differently. A lot of Latinos don't want my kind mixed into their family because they didn't want to better the race. And better the race means more European features. Yeah.
This is sad, but it's educational at the same time. Gods and goddesses, brothers and sisters out there, you allowing yourself to be brainwashed. You see, you need to re-educate yourself. Get 1804, how the Spaniards, the French came down here to these islands and tried to conquer them. The Haitian people was not having it. They were going to be nobody's slaves. Of course, through time of war, you going to have the spoils of war. And the spoils of war, women going to be raped and so on and so forth. People will fall in love with each other. But when you start to do your research and understand how the white racist system, religion, and all these things, they buried information into people's heads. And even though you could be pale-skinned, but your mother could be darker than me, but you came out because your father slept with the slave. He was a bed wench, or whatever, how the case may be. Brothers and sisters, and the language you were speaking at that point in time happened to be Latin. And here you sitting there, crucifying your own cousins, your own people. Part 1. I'm SHU AMUN. Racism.